Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my WWE Raw review for this edition, May 22nd, 2017, taking place from the Vanderbilt Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Before I start this review, if you're wondering why I look so sunburned, a little blistered up a little bit, went to Walk on the Range this past weekend in Columbus, Ohio. I just got back today. Despite the ups and downs it had with a little bit of shitty weather, rain every day of the festival, and the cancellation of Soundgarden following the untimely death of Chris Cornell, it was still a fun festival. Metallica kicked ass, as long as they were headliners. We got this shit from Bootlegger outside the stadium the last day. It still had Soundgarden's name on it. It's kind of weird to see the name on the back. I know they couldn't change it because it happened so last minute. But it was a fun festival for what it was. But I'll probably talk about that in full detail during the next attack line. I haven't made an attack line lately, been a little break on that, but I hope to return with an attack line this week. But let's not talk about anything entertainment related unless it involves the word sport in front of it, as in sports entertainment. And that's what this is about, reviewing Raw. Heading towards the next Raw pay-per-view, Extreme Rules, in 13 days. It's kind of like getting towards that. And it was a decent Raw for tonight. We had an intriguing main event that would stem from what happened during our very first matchup that happened, which would be Bray Wyatt against Roman Reigns. It stemmed from a promo that Bray Wyatt did about how he was going to be the one to win the Fatal 5-Way to face Brock Lesnar, talking about the Beast that'll conquer the Beast. You know, the Beast is in your mind, Beast is everywhere, and he takes over your lives. I'm going to destroy him. That he's coming to eat you alive, and I will save you. I'm your savior. And then here comes Roman saying that you in my yard, and then a little brawl. Well, seemed to brawl till Kurt Angle came out and said, "You guys want to go? Guess what? We're not going to make you wait. We're going to do this match right here, right now." So that be, like I said, the setup for this matchup. And we had a little decent match happening for a little bit. You know, Bray was teasing Sister Abigail early, but he never did it. One was probably teasing his Superman punch at one point. It was boring a little bit. Okay, a little encounter until Samoa Joe came out. Now, Joe had a little bit of issue with Bray Wyatt last week after Bray Wyatt got involved. Well, after Samoa Joe got involved in Bray Wyatt's match against Seth Rollins last week. And not only Sister Abigail onto Rollins, he was a Sister Abigail Joe as well, did Bray. You know, they had a little alliance, but then Wyatt would turn on Joe. So we thought Joe would come for his one-uppings on Bray Wyatt, but no, he choked out Roman Reigns first. And then at that point, Seth freaking Rollins came out to make the save for his former Shield buddy. Despite Reigns saying he didn't want any help, these two would be forced into a main event match against Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt. So this whole match between Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt was a set up a main event match. Where at least it wasn't set up by a promo. Because usually like Raw has like the same old monotonous opening promo that would set up everything for the main event. When we got the set up for the main event, my very first matchup instead of a long ass promo. That was indeed a very interesting change of pace than the usual, oh, let's have one big giant conclusted promo to set up a main event this evening. They did the setup, but a little bit differently. It was still nice, refreshing to see a match set up that way instead of like a big conclusted promo. So, Then on with our next situation. There'll be some cruiserweight action. As we saw Kimo Tozawa taking on Tony Nese. With Brian Kendrick, the Brian Kendrick at the backstage area. He doesn't carry here, so, of course, Brian will be taking on Akira to finally end their long feud on 205 Live in a street fight. So, and it was a quick matchup. Tony looked good early on with his big moves, flexing a little. Actually, it wasn't Nese. We saw Nese later against Austin Aries. It was actually Daivari against Tozawa. I apologize. Nese was against, like I said, Aries later. So, it's been a long weekend for me here. I'm getting back to the groove after being out for 3 days on a rock festival. I haven't been to a big festival before. So it's kind of cool. So it's still kind of loopy for me. So I'm confusing, guys. Did see a lot of wrestling fans. Saw wrestling shirts a lot during the festival. Here I saw good with all the logos tattooed on the wall. That was like badass. The old school 80s, the Attitude Era, the aggression, ruthless aggressive era logo, and of course the new one. So it's by Daivari trying to look good with his new fancy little outfits. The Power Tozawa, big nasty kicks, and a big senton would set the victory up. It was a very blink and miss match, typical of a cruiserweight match on Raw, very short and brief. So that's Tozawa celebrated. Brian was in the middle of the match. He kept hearing the commentators asking Brian about how's he gonna give Tozawa one final lesson to end this beef once and for all. And he was talking a bit, like during the match we saw a little interactions like that. So we'll see how these two are gonna figure out how to end this bad boy and see how the street fight's gonna be. This is only the second stipulation match we've seen from the cruiserweights on 205 Live, because I think we had a couple months ago Daivari, who was in this match against Jack Gallagher, in a I forfeit match. Kind of like an I quit match, but instead of this, I forfeit. So, there you go. On with our next scenario, the Raw in-ring debut of the Drifter at long last makes his debut in the ring. You've seen him after WrestleMania just drifting backstage, like just popping in, doing random interview segments, and his random segments in general. But then tonight, he bumped into Kurt Angle. And he was like, hey, you know what? I haven't paid attention to you. And you've been wanting to get in the ring. Well, guess what? You are going to get in that ring tonight. Against the Intercontinental Champion, Dean Ambrose. And he hasn't said a word yet, which I think was a smart thing. They didn't let Drifter say anything until he came out to sing In the Grandness of Rapids. And he got booed like he did in NXT. He knows how to get heat. Can I get them all? I have not seen Backlash yet. I didn't see NXT TakeOver. Really good TakeOver, by the way. British Championship match was incredible. And the tag team ladder match was great. The heel turn by Tommaso Ciampa, holy wow. Well executed, though. Shocking. And executed well. Especially in Chicago. The chants were crazy. So I can't wait to see Backlash. Can't believe that guy won. That's gender. Yeah, I got spoiled, but can't wait to see how it all came. Well, it's shown on the SmackDown commercial today that gender won. So if you didn't see Backlash, sorry. We spoiled you. Anyway, we would see the Drifter against Ambrose with The Miz at ringside on commentary against Bernice. They had a good match last week, but they had a shitty ending to set up a rematch at Extreme Rules with the stip if Miz wins by a DQ, he gets the title. Where it's like basically if Ambrose gets DQ'd, he loses the title. So I think the Drifter, he was a little nervous, but I think shook off the nerves pretty well. He looked pretty good in there. But Dad and I were watching together, and he thought that good old Drifter had a little bit of ring rust in him because he hasn't wrestled a bit. I think he did okay in the match, for what he did. You know, he looked better. He's still a little green, but I did like one move, like as Ambrose go over the top rope, we got nailed with a big knee in the air, jumping knee from. That was a cool move that Drifter did. Drifter looked pretty good in there. Like I said, doing his own moves. Moves a little better in the ring, more fluid, I think. But as Ambrose was doing well, came back with his big moves, big kicks, and neck breakers, and big strikes. All of a sudden, after his rebound lariat, the Miz would come out from commentary to get involved. But instead of Ambrose, he attacked Samson. So, he caused Ambrose to lose by disqualification. Because if Ambrose loses by DQ at the pay-per-view, Miz wins the IC title, as I mentioned earlier. So, that's why I missed it. That's what I thought to myself. I said, the only reason why Samson will win is if Miz gets involved. Well, Miz caused him to lose, but he still won anyway by delivering a neckbreaker to Ambrose following the DQ finish. So, it is cool to see Drifter finally wrestle up there a few months. I think the build for him has been decent. You know, they didn't show any like packages. He just randomly showed up. But the way he's been doing it, it's been executed well. But just him just running around with his guitar. But probably like every week or every other week, he just shows up and just drifts around and says nothing. And I think they've been doing well with it. And then finally let him wrestle tonight. So, there you go. We had a couple backstage things. First, we had Big Cass was backstage. He got informed something happened. His boy Enzo got attacked. He was put on a stretcher at one point, but then later on he was off the stretcher. And he said, "Who attacked me? We don't know." I think it was Cass. Hey, like I said, they split tag teams. Tommaso Ciampa just turned on Johnny Gargano after the amazing ladder match against the Authors of Pain, who I thought looked pretty good in there. I think Big Cass, they've been hinting towards Big Cass turning for a while, like backstage, and plus Enzo and Cass aren't over as they used to be. And they've been in shitty feuds lately. Pointless ones, especially one against the club. So, they need something to reignite them. Maybe splitting up would be good for them. Speaking of teams splitting up, I sense a theme here. The first of the teams splitting was last week on Raw. We saw Goldust turn heel on R-Truth. And tonight we saw a very old school Goldust promo. Kind of reminiscent of the Attitude Era days. Or should I say pre-Attitude Era days. When Goldust first came around. Like, you know, the Shadow Dreams production. You didn't have the wig, but still. It was a promo that reflected the old Goldust. You know, they did better. Sorry, readjusting here. Okay, got a good angle. Now, so nice to see Goldust get his bite back. And now it's shocking to see him turn it all. Because I think R-Truth could have turned. But nice to see the evil, indeed, Goldust come back. So that's kind of cool. So on to our next matchup, Finn Balor taking on Carl Anderson. Before that, Finn Balor. So I got to note Kurt Angle's gaffe. And even Finn Balor had a gaffe during his promo as he was ready to call down Carl Anderson, getting ready for his fatal 4-way. That was kind of funny. Do a little mic gaffes. First for Balor, and then of course Angle later, as I mentioned. So he's like, I'm ready for you, Carl, but I'm also ready for the Fatal 5-way and the opportunity to beat these guys to face Brock Lesnar. Of course, they refuse to take the pay-per-view title, which is, of course, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. So then we heard the boldly voice of the advocate for the Universal Champion, of course, Paul Heyman, appearing. It was interesting to see him show up by surprise. Talking about Brock Lesnar. And saying it doesn't care who wins. When it comes to Reigns, when it comes to Rollins, Samoa Joe, when it comes to Bray Wyatt, they will be just another victim. But when he looks at Balor, he doesn't think Balor's a victim. He was praising Balor, saying that you're the first champion, you never lost your belt. So it'd be great to see you against Lesnar. I said his last week. Like, I want Balor to win, but can Balor really handle Lesnar without getting seriously injured? He just got back from, of course, the injury at SummerSlam. And, of course, got concussed by the new WWE Champion, Jinder Mahal. I heard this petition out to get him fired. By the same dumbasses that one woman Reigns fired after WrestleMania. Hey, that's what gets you heat, people. You know you got heat when you have a petition out for you on the internet. That's how bad heat you get. So, like, the unpredictable route is going with Balor. He never lost the title, but the predictable route having the two men who faced the Taker and beat him at Mania, the only blemishes on Taker's Mania record. Brock, and of course, the man who's faster than the Rey Mysterio, more powerful than the Big Show, and able to bury careers in a single bound. Super Reigns! So, that's a predictable route. It's going with Reigns. But I'd like to see Balor get the title back. Maybe not against Lesnar, but hey. If they're not going to have Strowman back till SummerSlam, they're saying 6 months, I say they're just white lying it because he's going to come back early. Pull a John Cena. So, anywho, we would have Cole Anderson come out on the Heyman promo to face off against Balor. I think they should be clubbing together. You know, teaming together. Bringing back the club, baby. Bullet Club and WWE. Not against each other. So I feel bad for the club's placement. At least they're not against Edge and Cass anymore, for the most part. But still, they've been here for about a year, and they've been misused, mistreated. Sucks to see where they are. They're like in the lower apple. They really messed up. They should have been a dominant tag team. They've had their chances, but they've been inconsistent. One week, they look good. Next week, they're made like assholes. You know, last week, they're beating down people. The next week, you lose in a handicap match against Roman Reigns. It's like, what the fuck, guys? Get it right. When they get it right, they get it right. But when it's wrong, it's fucking unbearable. So, that's our anger in the IWC. Sorry, I see him. Anywho, despite Anderson's effort and a little interaction from Gallows, distracting Balor a little bit with Anderson countering some big moves, taking advantage of it, Balor would indeed be coming back with his big kicks, big stumps to the back, and a big drop kick leading up to the coup de Gracie, or coup de grace, and the 1-2-3 victory for Balor. Decent little matchup, giving himself some more momentum heading towards the fatal 5-way match at Extreme Rules. So, there you go. Now, on with a match between Alicia Fox and Sasha Banks 3. We're even. 1 match apiece. Speaking of people falling down so much, Sasha was on the top of the totem pole, and now she's floating around the lower mid-card women's division. She's taking on Alicia Fox. They probably had plans for with somebody else till Emma got injured again. If we haven't seen Dana Brooke in a while, maybe they're just leaving Dana Brooke out because Emma's injured. They're not bringing her back till Emma returns. If she ever returns. Unless they make her wait 6 months to come back again like they did with the whole Melina bullshit. Anywho, this match should not even happen. Like, they have no substance in this feud. They had a little backstage interaction that set up this match with, of course, Noam Dar at ringside. Oh yeah, since he's out there, I forgot to mention, of course, need to say it his way. Because it was Sasha against Alicia Fox. Anyway, despite Foxy's best efforts, do little splits. Even with the distraction from Noam Dar, Banks really come back with putting Fox in the corner, doing the big double knees to pin the victory for Sasha Banks winning this feud. Hopefully they don't have any more matches, because both need sufficient feuds. Especially Sasha to keep up and stay relevant in the women's division, now that she's kind of fumbled a bit. And now on to the next matchup. We have Kalisto. Should be in the Cruiser division. Is he ever going to be in the Cruiser division or what? Like, when he first got moved the wall during the Superstar shakeup, we were like, yeah, he's going to be in the Cruiser division. But then he got destroyed by Braun Strowman. And now he's against Apollo Crews tonight. Of course, getting a little bit of momentum with the Titus brand on his side. They had a little back to the interaction that would set up this match. And like I said, Kalisto should be in the Cruiser division by now. But no! They are letting him wrestle big guys. You know, they need him in the Cruiser division now. So I love his new mask, man. I mean, I said when they debuted it, it was great. So despite Apollo using his weight advantage, and they said he got a big pop. I don't remember hearing a big pop Booker T, unless I missed it. I had it on mute probably. But tell me where there was a pop during that. Saying, oh, it was the loudest pop since he's been aligned with Titus O'Neil. I didn't hear it. Unless like I said, it was in the beginning, I didn't hear it. Anyway, despite Cruz trying to use his momentum to keep up, you know, trying to get another victory, he's not been losing as a member of the tennis brand, you know, making a good impression and making it worth the investment that Titus put on him. But despite his best efforts, the fast-paced style of Kalisto would catch up for him with some big moves. And it was a cool finish, with Cruz going for his finishes, like a little sit-down powerbomb. But Kalisto would counter it with a inverted Selena Del Sol. And the victory for Kalisto. Wow! That's crazy. They did that. And of course, that was with a little help from an inverted distraction from Titus. That was kind of cool, that little sequence there. With Paul setting up something, then like Kalisto would counter with a Selena Del Sol, like from out of nowhere. That was kind of cool. Ending there. And Apollo's first loss as a member of the Titus brand. And Titus was like acknowledging him for that. Now on to a big matchup that would set up a stip for Extreme Rules. We have Matt Hardy against Sheamus, with the winner to name the stip for Extreme Rules for the tag team title match at the PPV, with Jeff and Cesaro at ringside. I thought we Matt against Jeff against Sheamus, because we saw Matt against Cesaro last week. So we'd love to see Jeff and Sheamus. But it was Matt and Sheamus again. And I think it was better than the first match. A lot more exciting, a lot more faster paced with Sheamus. Looking good early. Trying to go for the 10 beats and the boundary. For the Baldwin. And then Matt came back with some big moves, including the side effect at one point. Of course, Jeff and Cesaro got a little bit involved in the matchup, distracting one of the other guys. And it was like, every guy was going for the big attempts and finishes, with Sheamus going for white noise at one point, which he did. And as I said earlier, Matt was a side effect. It was like a very decent match, very fast paced action. Big tornado DDT from Matt, and it was back and forth action. And of course, the interactions between Cesaro and Hardy would be the catalyst for the finish. As all got on the apron, Matt knocked him down, then Jeff came out of nowhere with a big splash onto Cesaro at ringside, knocking them both out of the equation, and Sheamus got distracted by this interaction and got a twist of fate from Matt in the 1-2-3 victory for Matt Hardy. Are we finally going to get a broken disc? Because he had a broken picture, then it was removed. And he was, of course, doing the delete. And during his promo to announce the stip, he even said, yes, like, broken Matt. Still taking care of the legal mumble jump with TNA. Now, when it comes to stip, I was like, they just did a ladder match at Mania. That's when they, of course, came back. So I was like, what other stip can they do? Well, a steel cage match. That's what it'll be. A cage match. So we have a lot of steps added to the pay-per-view, including, of course, added last week, Bayley and Alexa Bliss will now be a candlestick and a pole match. We would see Alexa Bliss in action following a very good promo. She took on Mickie James. I'm probably out of order, but I apologize if I'm out of order. So, man, Mickie James can't get any pop these days, huh? It's like when Chris Jericho first came back. No one knew who he was because the younger people don't know who he was. But then as he kept coming back, people cheered him more. That's what could happen to Mickie James. She first came back, she got a little bit of pop here and there, but now she can't get nothing. Heck, Bliss got a bigger cheer than she did. And this was a better match than Fox and Banks. Yeah, we've seen Alexa Bliss wrestle before. Mickie James, I know that. I know we've seen him wrestle before. But hey, Anyway, Mickie look good, some big moves. Big clotheslines here and there. Trying to get the crowd on her side despite not getting any pops. Well, let's give some big moves of her own. Big kicks and moves. Whipping her, nay her. But in the end, despite Mickey's best efforts, got suckered into a DDT in the victory for Miss Bliss in a decent little matchup. And she went on the ring and grabbed the candlestick and started wailing on Mickie until Bayley came to the rescue and cleared the ring and even tried to hit Bliss with the candlestick, but Bliss ducked out. I think that's probably going to save Bayley nailing Bliss until the pay-per-view itself. Because the first woman to grab the candlestick doesn't win the match, but at least gets to be the first to nail their opponent with it legally. So I didn't know they were going to go over that match. Because we saw the candlestick get involved, and I was like, okay, they do something extreme with it. Maybe an Extreme Rules match for women, but no, it's just a candlestick and a pole match. So, see how they do with that. Speaking of steps, we have a step added to the Cruiserweight match between Austin Aries and Neville. It'll now be a submission match in Extreme Rules. What makes sense? Both guys have submission holds. Neville with the variation of Wings of Saturn, and Neville with the Last Chance ring. And of course, Neville would be at ringside as Austin Aries would take on Tony Nese, who I thought wrestled. I thought he wrestled Tozawa earlier, but it was Daivari. So we would have these two wrestle. Nese look good earlier for big moves, and of course Austin still selling the knee injury he suffered a couple weeks back. I am out of order. Bliss and Mickie was before Aries and Nese. It was after Bliss and Nese. Or Nese and Aries. So I was out of order. So as Nese looked good earlier for big moves. And of course targeting the knee. Should have targeted it more. Arias came for a dive later on. That was like when he got first big advantage. Big elbow from the top and just started nailing on Nice a little bit. But Nice was going for a big boot. But then it was kind of cool transition. In the end there, Nice got caught in a headlock. But Arias kind of like a joke to show people he knows most submissions besides the Last Chancery. Where it transitioned from the headlock to the Last Chancery. Nice started tapping. And Arias got the victory. Neville was not thrilled about Nice not being able to weaken his opponent for Extreme Rules and started beating up on Nice after the match. Until he made Nice tap again when he put on the last, not the Last Chancery, but his own submission Rings of Saturn on him. So, there you go. Both guys nailed both the submissions on Nice. In the match and after the match. Heading towards the submission. I think it's a good step for him. You know, because the match has been exciting. The match at Payback was pretty good until the ending. That would set up this match with a step. So that means, is there no DQ in this match? Probably will be no DQ because the only way to win is submission. So probably weapons will be legal. And of course, no pinfalls. So see how we go with that. On to our main event. Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe against Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Odd bedfellows, but at least Reigns and Rollins have a little bit of history, of course. Obviously, when these two get together, the Shield is always mentioned. And the team up again against Bray Wyatt. But this time, Samoa Joe's with them. It was a fun main event. You know, decent little main event. Bray Wyatt and Joe attacked on Rollins early before isolating Reigns a little bit throughout the match with quick tags and just beating up on Reigns on the outside at one point with Joe just destroying Reigns, even with Reigns doing the drive-by at one point to Joe. But after the isolation game with the quick tags, and even one point we saw Reigns trying to go for Superman punch against Wyatt, and then Wyatt did the spider claw. Interesting spot. It's always cool to see him do that. But after that isolation game, Reigns did get the hot tag into Rollins. He came in like a house of fire, especially against Joe with their feud not over yet. Like I said, probably Ballard. They were teasing a Ballard Wyatt thing and continuing the Rollins Joe angles. They were probably gonna give them separate matches at Extreme Rules, but they had to put them all in one big match with Reigns, and of course Ballard involved since Reigns and Strowman's injury happened, you know? The whole Strowman thing. So they just put Balor and Wyatt and Rollins and Joe together as boom match and probably give them separate singles matches at Great Balls of Fire. Gives them something to do. So we saw a Sling Blade, big kicks from Rollins on Joe. And then all of a sudden, Roman got back in. All four guys were brawling, and he was trying to Superman punch Samoa Joe. But then, and I always see this spot when it's like one guy was trying to hit one guy, but accidentally hits his partner. I say, duck, duck, goose. Samoa Joe ducked. And Reigns inadvertently collided into Rollins. As they were arguing, Bray Wyatt would pull Reigns out, deliver Sister Abigail onto Roman on the floor, leaving Rollins distracted. And Joe would capitalize by burning Rollins into the Coquina clutch, and Rollins would pass out, causing the referee to call it with Joe and Wyatt winning, continuing Wyatt's more momentum, because Wyatt won his match last week and stood tall against Rollins and Samoa Joe, but now both Joe and Wyatt stood tall despite arguing. And then we would see an interaction with Angle and Balor. And that's when Kurt fumbled his name to make 2 matches for next week involving all 5 guys would wrestle. because Balor was mad and he wasn't able to wrestle any of the guys in the match. He's scheduled for Extreme Rules because he was against Carl Anderson tonight. So we would see next week Finn Balor against both Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt in a handicap match. And since Rollins and Reigns had a little miscommunication tonight, they're going to settle that by being in a one-on-one match. To see both his faces is interesting because we've seen Rollins as a heel against Reigns when he's supposed to be a face, but he's getting booed like a heel, as we know. So that's how we ended Raw, with these two matches made, and Balor and Joe celebrating despite arguing. So, decent little Raw tonight. A little bit up for Extreme Rules. I hope for a good go-home show for Extreme Rules. I hope Extreme Rules is better than Payback, because Payback was just okay to me. There was no big classic match of that card, and I hope Extreme Rules is better. Even with the changes they had to do with the injury to Strowman probably throwing everything off, we probably would have seen a Balor, like I said, we probably would have seen a Balor Wyatt match and a Rollins Joe match, and of course a big blow-off match between Reigns and Strowman. But now we had to put Balor and Joe and Rollins and Wyatt in one match and insert Reigns in there because of this situation. So that's that. And that is it for my Raw review. Thank you so much for watching. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review from Zach. See you later. Good night.